Hey there, this is John Anthony Francis Wilcox, and today is Saturday, the 15th of June, 2024. So, what shall we talk about? Lots of stuff. Yesterday was quite a storm in the afternoon into the evening here. Some of the loudest thunder I've ever heard, ever. Uh, which was cool. I love weather. I don't know if you know that, but I love like big weather. There are people that hate rainstorms or, whatever. I love it. As long as the power doesn't go out, I'm good. And the power didn't go out, so I'm good. So that was a treat. Um, oh, while it's on my mind, I'm going to show you the cover of a book. It's Star Trek Discovery Desperate Hours, written by David Mack. I read this book during the week. I love the Star Trek Discovery series, as most of you know, which just ended recently, and I was hungry for some more Discovery. So I got this more than gently used copy of the novel. I'm going to put it down over here. And I loved it. It was wonderful. And so, shows you how things move along. Thursday, I looked up the writer's website, and I saw he's written like tons of Trek related stuff of all the different series and characters and such, as well as his own novels. And what I loved about the work, as I mentioned to him, is it to me was it felt like I was reading a movie. I could really see he had a great visual style in his writing, and I was utterly engaged. So I asked him about let's do an interview. And so he replied yesterday and he said, I love talking shop, so sure. And I said, well, you want to do it via phone or via email? So he said, email. And I said, I'll try and get you something before Monday. And after I read his email, I sat down last night and wrote out 21 questions, all relating to Trek and the Trek novels very specifically, and his work very specifically. And I sent that off to him today. So once again, it just seems like it's a good time for I discover stuff. In this case, this particular author, and they're open to talking. I think that's a wonderful thing, and I'm glad that. I mean, I've been a lifelong Trek fan. Let's talk about that for a second. My memory goes back to when I was a little kid in the '60s, and going into what was then my brother's bedroom, and in there, next to the cage where he had Hamlet the hamster, that got out of his cage once, and we found him in the oven at the old house, thankfully before the oven was used. Um, but I remember next to that cage, it being nighttime, and my brother had the TV on, and Star Trek was on this little TV. And I remember seeing Spock's head, and I thought, I guess rather appropriately for Spock, fascinating. It really engaged me right then. It was on the first run, so it had to be between what 66 and 69 that occurred, because it wasn't a rerun. And ever since then, I've liked Trek. You know, I'm not a Spock Years fan. I mean, I don't. Right now, you can't really see it on camera, but I'm wearing my new Starfleet Academy shirt because I just felt like that. But I'm not like, I'm not a Trekkie or a Trekker or anything. I'm a person that likes the trek. It's fun, but you know, I've talked with people that are on a kind of an interesting deep ride that I'm not. It's entertainment for me, but it's entertainment I really enjoy. I love Trek like I love Mannix or Columbo or Room 222. You know, to pick your poison. So anyway, I was glad I could go from reading that wonderful book, which I would recommend if you like Trek stuff. Get that Star Trek Discovery Desperate Hours. Um, it's a good read, and it only requires. I don't even think if you don't know Discovery, but you want a good suspenseful action adventure piece, that's a great one. It's I think it was like 360 some odd pages long, but it flew by. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with that. So, rest of the week, yesterday I had a lovely talk with Father Leopold, who used to be a priest at my church, Assumption, and then he moved around and he retired near the like Trumbull through Stratford area. I forget which church it is, and he recently they moved him into a more retirementy thing in Stamford. And so we had a lovely talk about a half hour or so. Today I talked to my friend Cheryl. Um, who else? I was surprised to get a call from Mike Makusevich, who I hadn't spoken to. The last time I spoke to Mike was July the 1st, 2000, so it's been a long time. But it was nice to hear from him. We kind of caught up. It was strangely morbid in that we both filled each other in on who we mutually know who died in the interim. So that was kind of interesting and sad, but that's how those things go. And I talked to Cheryl today. I think did I mention that? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. And I've also been hearing. I've got some emails from Lana. That just made me feel wonderful. I love Lana Olivia Gentry, who I met back in '84 through a mutual friend of ours, and who has gone on to be an artist of international note. And I'm so very, very proud of her. And there was someone else where I thought, wow, I haven't heard from this person in a long time, and it'll probably come to me after I have finished this. On the downside, most of this week I've been sick. I've had a lot of stomach and joint issues that have hindered a lot of the work that I wanted to get done. But things go as they go, so I learned to not stress over that terribly. I want to just see something. We're as live as we can be here. There you go. Heard from my nephew. My nephew Pat, that is. And that was nice. And I think that's the majority of things that have gone on. I just got a note that I think that my doctor is going to be leaving the practice in July, so I have to find someone else, that kind of stuff. But other than that, this Wilcox is getting on there and doing my best. So thanks for listening to me ramble on. I love you all. I'll talk to you all sometime soon. Bye bye.